Everybody join us tonight for the Talk Titans Racing League Tier 3, as we are here tonight at the Shanghai International Circuit here for the Chinese Grand Prix. As we're just coming towards the end of the formation lap, we've got Berza starting this one on pole position ahead of Uanian, who's going to be alongside on the front row in second place. We've got Des Gaming in third place there, with Uanian and Des both doing late laps at the end of the session there after their first runs weren't anything to be shouting about, but obviously the runs that they did at the end of the session, they're enough for second and third places, so incredible job from those two. Managing to deliver when it mattered here. Full 20 car grid as per usual here at Talk Titans. One of the best leagues in terms of the organisation structure I've seen, actually, I have to say. And the fact this is only the third tier, you know, speaks volumes for the way that they've got things set up here. But we've got Berza here on the front row with Uanian alongside. Here we go then. Once the lights come on at the head of the grid, we'll be underway here for the Chinese Grand Prix for Tier 3 of the Talk Titans Racing League. We've got Jablinski and Lou Taylor and also Apex Joe, all missing their grid spot there, but nonetheless, all the other 17 all nailing it perfectly. Here we are then, lights coming on at the head of the grid. We're moments away from the start of the Chinese Grand Prix here for Talk Titans Tier 3. It is lights out, we're underway. Dave gets a full start there, and must have moved just before the lights went out. It wasn't obvious, although I did see his car pulling out to the middle, but Berza actually is leading into turn one ahead of Des Gaming with Uanian there down to third place, as it looks like Lucky Luciano's made a mistake here on this opening lap. Let's pick him up if we can. Where's Lucky Luciano? We're currently on the outside there, being passed on the inside by Apex Joe, and Lucky Luciano down to 16th place here in these opening few corners of the race. So that has gone an absolute horror show there for Lucky Luciano, as Andrew Pittsmith and Jablinski are running pretty close here. It looks like this is an interesting battle here between these two at the moment. Andrew's managed to get the better of that one and has moved up into 7th, although Jablinski on the inside for this next left-hander and has managed to get that position straight back there. So these two having a great fight here on the first lap of the race. Jablinski there trying to hold it around the outside, and Andrew there had to take evasive action there. Might get passed here on the inside by Williams. HRV Thomas there making that move up into 8th place, and has punished Andrew there, who went for a move and ended up losing one as a result of it. As we've got an Alpine there looking to the inside. That was Des Gaming with Zainu on the back of him. So Zainu there is looking to try and attack here in these early stages of the race. HRV Thomas has not going to have Jablinski. Jablinski's had a spin there, coming out onto the back straight as he's just got onto the grass there on the inside. It's a long corner where the left rear tyre really does scream, and clearly the tyre's not warm enough at the moment for Jablinski. He's obviously started on the hard tyres. The hard tyres are infamous for getting warmed up at the start of races, and clearly something was not quite right there. Tyre pressures maybe, who knows, but Jablinski there dropping down to P20 on this opening lap of the race, so that is not the start he would need it at all, as Berza's leading the race by nearly 2 seconds here at the end of the first lap. Dave's coming in straight away to get that drive-through penalty done and out of the way after jumping the start, but in the meantime Berza leads, as we've got Zainu and Des Gaming here running very close here as they come through that to what's now turn 2. And looking like Zainu there's got to run the outside of Des up into third place. So after Des got up into P2 off of the line, he's now lost out to Uanian and Zainu down to 4th place. And Uanian here now might come under pressure from Zainu, as Zainu looking to try and up the tempo. He needs to, because Berza at the moment is threatening to break away out the front. He's already nearly 2 seconds ahead, saying that the gap hasn't gone up since we crossed the start finish line. So maybe Uanian's now just starting to get into a groove here, and may now start to chase down the race leader as this first stint rages on. But there is the leader, there is second place driver Uanian with Zainu, Des, there's Ocean Blade, as Fister was there, was having a look there on Ocean Blade as they went into the corner. Andrew here is having to defend here from Lucky Luciano, who was looking down the outside there, was just not in a position to do much there through that left-hander. And the rest of them all keeping it very tidy for the time being. Dave now has come out 14 seconds behind the rest of the pack here, as Zainu has got DRS on Uanian, looking to the inside now into the hairpin. Is this going to be job done? Surely it is, but Zainu's also got to watch out here, because Des is looking down the inside. What is Des doing? My goodness, Zainu didn't see him clearly, and Uanian's managed to get back ahead of Zainu due to Zainu being in a bit of a tangle there with the Mercedes of Des behind him, and they somehow managed to get through that without any major calamities. But there was definitely a bit of bodywork going off one of the cars there. I think it was off the Mercedes there of Des, but it looks like he's got away with it relatively unscathed. Both front wing end plates intact. The front wing looks okay. Whatever it was, it clearly wasn't a major component, but nonetheless, that's not what you want to be doing at this stage in the race, especially when there's such a long way to go until the end of the stint. Obviously, you lose about an extra 5 seconds in the pit stop due to a front wing change. Oh, look at this, Naidu diving down the inside into the hairpin, and he's pulled off a beautiful move there. Daniel Ricciardo-esque there from Zainu. He's got himself into second place. That was a lovely manoeuvre there up the inside, as Des is still waiting in the wings behind these two at the moment. This battle for second place is allowing the race leader, Berza here, to absolutely just ride off into the sunset right now. He is currently 2.5 seconds clear of this battle. He's 3.5 seconds clear of fourth place man Des here, who's at the rear of this trio. In fact, now it's not a trio anymore because you've got Ocean Blade Pfister, HRV Thomas, as well as Lucky Luciano. I tell you what, let's just add everybody else here into the mix, because Andrew Pittsmith is within DRS of these guys as well. McCarthy pretty close, so yeah, it's pretty much a train of cars, of DRS train, all the way from second place down to, let's have a look at this, probably 18th place. Yes, you heard that right. Second to 18th place. They've all got DRS on each other. Oh, no, Zainu there going for a rash dive there as he tried to come back at Uanian, and Uanian's managed to keep on to second place there. Des still right behind these guys as well. Ocean Blade and Pfister appeared to swap positions momentarily there, but Pfister still can't get that move done. Up into 5th place at the moment. And we've got Ocean Blade now looking to the inside of Des into turn 1. Des holds that one around the outside for now, although goes a bit deep into the corner as a result of trying to keep that momentum. And they're going to be still side by side here through this next sequence of corners. Ocean Blade eventually does get that one done up into 4th place, and Des Gaming going backwards a little bit here in the opening laps of the race. Pfister's now looking to try and knock him while he's down if he possibly can. Pfister now looking to the outside into the hairpin, as Des looking to dive up the inside here of Ocean Blade. Ocean Blade has got that one comfortably on the outside as he gets a good exit there out of the corner, and Pfister here is going to make this move on Des and gets himself into 5th place. And that was relatively easy there from Pfister. In the end, he managed to just went side by side with him for a few corners, and Des just seems to be in a bit of a rot at the moment, maybe losing a bit of confidence after getting passed by a few cars. Still not in a bad position though, still very much in the shout of a podium position at the moment, and just needs to keep his head up because still a long way to go here in this race. Still plenty of opportunities at the moment, as the top 11 cars have just broken a bit of a gap here to Apex Joe running in P12. He's got his teammate Salates on the back of him. I wonder if Salates is going to be making a call here saying, come on mate, you know what to do. But nonetheless, Joe Louis up into 14th place after the opening few laps. Had a bit of a poor qualifying here, but it's made some decent progress here in the early stage of the race, as Uanian here currently still battling with Zainu as they come into the final corner, and Zainu's managed to make the move back on Uanian, but Uanian's going to have DRS here. As that was a hiccup, do apologise. Down the start finish straight he goes, and Uanian makes that move into turn 1 once again. Beautifully done there from Uanian. As we look back down the order here, we've got Apex Joe trying to defend here from CT Sori, who's going to try and drive around the outside here of turn 1. Is he going to be able to pull this one off here? Both of them on the medium tyres, as Apex Joe's going to look to try and keep that momentum. CT Sori's got that inside line, and surely he's going to run him out here. No, he can't quite. Yes, he can. He gets that one done. CT Sori up into 14th place, a move which started by going around the outside of turn 1. Excellent stuff there from him, as HRV Thomas has got Lucky Luciano, and Lucky Luciano is plummeting down the order here. In fact, both of them are. So have they had a bit of a to-do there, because, Lucky Luciano and HRV Thomas, what is going on here, boys? Come on. This is silly. This is silly, and there seems to be some drivers caught up in this one as well. HRV Thomas, Lucky Luciano, I think I don't know if anybody else was caught up in that one, but it seems like those two absolute handbags there. And they're down to 17th and 18th places here on lap 5 of the race, so that is chaotic there from both of those two, as they're now well out of the picture in this one. As Zainu here looking to the inside of Uanian here, down to the hairpin we go. Let's go back trackside here as he gets a decent exit there. Does Zainu out of the hairpin, and that's job done there, up into 2nd place once again. But I have a feeling this one's not over yet. Ocean Blade looking close here. Uanian was wide out of the last corner. Ocean Blade might be sensing opportunity here. They've both got DRS on Zainu as they come down towards turn 1 once again. As Lucky Luciano in the pits here at the end of lap 5. So is HRV Thomas. Dave there currently running in P20. I don't know what's happened to him subsequently. He's put a set of hard tyres on, so I'm not sure what's happened to him since the first lap. Obviously we know that he jumped the start, which caused him to get a drive through and drop down to the back at the end of the first lap, as Uranian here's got back ahead of Ocean Blade up into third. These two continue to trade places right now. Andrew Pittsmith has got ahead of Des Gaming up into 6th place, so Des continuing to lose places here. And Andrew Pittsmith here looking very good on these hard tyres, as is Ocean Blade. Both of these two starting on the more durable but not quite as quick compound as the medium tyre. But certainly at this stage in the race we'll be starting to see, I think, a level playing field between the two tyres. In a couple laps time the hard tyre will probably be the tyre of choice. But one driver on the medium tyres who probably isn't too concerned about that is Berza, because he's got a 4.5 second gap over Zainu and a 6 second gap over the nearest hard tyre runner. So for now, I don't think he's going to be in too much bother over that one. Ocean Blade getting a bit close here to the back of Uranian. Uranian missing the apex there into the hairpin. That's going to leave him a bit vulnerable here as Ocean Blade looking to the outside. Now Uranian's going to have to get even a space here around the outside. No, tucks back into the braking line there. Goes very wide there out of the final corner. And I tell you what, Ocean Blade should have an easy pass here with Slipstream. No, because Uranian's got good straight line speed and the DRS and the Slipstream. He's able to hold on there actually quite comfortably in the end into turn 1. I thought that with the exit that Ocean Blade had, he'd get a good run, but it just wasn't to be. Uranian picked up momentum like there was nitrous in the back of that car there, and was just able to hold on to that one. Andrew Pittsmith here on the back of Fister as they come racing here through the first sector. So Andrew Pittsmith here on the back of his teammate, and with probably the better tyre at this point, you'd have to say he's going to have a good chance to try and get something done here. But Berza out the front, still with a comfortable gap over Zainu in 2nd place. As there they all are, coming to the end of the little straight. Seeing Aston there in the background, McCarthy looking to the inside of Des as they went into the left-hander. Here comes Uranian once again here on the back of Zainu as they're coming down the long straight towards the hairpin. Still a bit too far away as they come onto the brakes though, as he goes a little bit deep there into the hairpin as well. So here they come then through the final corner once again. And Uranian just a bit too far back here to really put significant pressure on Zainu at this stage. And they're going to hold position for the time being, as are, I think, most of them. Oh, saying that, McCarthy here, down the inside of Des Gaming up into 7th place. So McCarthy, they're gaining another place, and Des struggling in this first stint for whatever reason. Had a great qualifying, but, I mean, it might have just been one of those laps. I mean, who knows? But Des just does not seem to be with it here in these first few laps of the race. Apex Joe has just just passed Carl, I think, there up into 16th place. I think he was the one who was gaining a place. I saw somebody move up a place, flick down. He was the one who was just ahead of Carl there in 16th. I think he might have just made that move a few moments ago. Joe Louis, the driver who's had a stellar first few laps of the race, currently running in P10, qualified way down the order. I think it was 19th or 20th place Joe Louis was, but since then has done brilliantly, and is currently on the back of Black Spartan here, a fellow hard tyre starter. But Joe Louis not far behind the highest hard tyre runner, it has to be said, at 6 places, but probably only about 3 or 4 seconds to Ocean Blade running in 4th place, because from 2nd all the way down to 10th there's 9 drivers currently in a line here, and you're seeing it here. That is one long snake of cars as we see Uranian here managing to get back ahead of Zainu into 2nd place. Zainu though is going to try and get a run here down towards the final corner and maybe get the DRS down the straight into turn 1. Zainu's going to have a great chance. No, he doesn't, because he's into the pits. That takes care of that one. Fister's also into the pits as well. No, sorry, he wasn't in the pits. Sorry, I do apologise. Fister's still out there. So Ocean Blade here managed to make the move on Uranian up into 2nd place. And Uranian here now effectively down 2 places here from where he was a few moments ago, obviously, because No, actually only one place because he just made the move on Tiny. I do apologise. But yeah, Ocean Blade up into second place here ahead of UAD and Fister. Right behind them, 800 bits with a Makati with a Black Spartan, Des Gaming. Under a bit of pressure here from Joe Louis right now. But Joe Louis running in 9th place at this stage on those tyres, which are going to be able to go a long way into this first stint. Whether a one-stop's going to be on the cards for these hard tyre starters, we're just going to have to wait and see. Oh, as Joe Louis completely misses his braking point there going into the corner. Really got caught out, I think, there by, well, it might have been Des going a bit early, but I think Joe Louis there just overcooked it completely. Forgot where his braking marker was there and has made a big mistake there. And is now behind Salates. So Salates up into 9th place as a result of that one. Joe Louis probably will make this move down the straight. Who's got DRS out of these two? Seems like Salates has managed to stay ahead there, so Salates there's back up into 9th place in that one. Joe Louis is going to look to try and get a run here down towards the final corner, maybe get DRS down the straight. Fister's into the pits here at the end of lap 9. I called it a lap early, but it did happen the lap after. And Uranian has managed to get back ahead of Ocean Blade here up into 2nd place, so these two continue to swap places here on lap 10 of the race. Joe Louis has got back ahead of Salates up into 8th place as well, as Fister's there into the pits. Spurs are continuing to gap the rest of them. 5 seconds clear now of Uranian. Ocean Blade on those hard tyres, still sticking to the back of that McLaren, but these two have been swapping places for a few laps now. Andrew Pittsmith, the other driver who started on the hard tyres, is only about a second behind Ocean Blade. Black Spartan also likewise, and Joe Louis, who was going so well until that mistake a couple of laps ago, which appears to have just taken the wind out of his sails a little bit here, although he has got back ahead of Salates up into 8th place since then. But Ocean Blade here, very close down back of Uranian as they come out onto the back straight. Bit of DRS, bit of slipstream. He should be able to make the move here into the hairpin. Here he comes then, Ocean Blade to the outside, forced around the long way by Uranian. That's not going to matter one bit. Ocean Blade well clear before we get to the braking zone and swoops around the outside into 2nd place. But Uranian might be able to get the slipstream and the DRS here down the straight. These guys can come into the pits here. They need to go probably another couple of laps if they're going to do a one-stop strategy here. But Uranian there running very wide out of the final corner. That could have been a track limits penalty, although he did lose a bit of speed, so he may have got away without a penalty, without a warning there. But Uranian nonetheless up the inside into turn 1 with the DRS and is up into 2nd place again. So these two continue to go at it. Andrew Pittsmith waiting in the wings now is poised to pounce on these two. And Andrew's now right on the back of the driver who is on the same strategy as Ocean Blade. Black Spartan also in the same boat as these guys, starting on those hard tyres. And Joe Louis only about 3 or 4 seconds off of this battle, so for sure we could be seeing a lot of these drivers who started on the hards figuring in this fight for the win here tonight. It all depends on how Berza does on his hour laps. If he can come out in some clean air once he gets these medium tyres off. And when does he come in and get those medium tyres off as well? Is it going to be end of this lap, obviously lap 11, or is it going to be? Is he going to try and play it safe and get these to lap 12? It's going to be interesting here because we know that the medium tyres here at Shanghai can go pop after about 10 or 11 laps, and the hards usually can go about 17 or 18 laps. So maybe this lap could be a sensible time for these drivers to come into the pits. See a big lock up there from Uranian as they went into the hairpin. See the Ferrari almost running into the back there of her seat. Sorry, that was Salates there. Jablinski there right behind is now Salates looking, trying to make a little inside. Oh, and he's made a mistake there and has had a half spin. And well, he's definitely come off worse there in that one, as Jablinski's able to continue on his way without any real dramas there. But Salates there losing out to his teammate Apex Joe, who's up into 11th place. Des Gaming into the pits here and has put some hard tyres on. Come out in P15 at the moment. Ocean Blade still behind Uranian. Has now got Andrew Pittsmith right on the back of him here. Andrew has just been quietly creeping into this race. Wasn't right at the sharp end in qualifying, but over this first stint has shown he's got some very, very strong race pace indeed. And is now looking to take the fight to these guys here. In the battle for the podium places. Could be a bit more by the end of the race. We don't know. Uranian's done a good job of holding on to these medium tyres. He's actually closing the gap to Berza, the race leader at the moment. Just by a little bit. Berza's clearly pushed those medium tyres a bit. And now Uranian's starting to reap the benefits, I think, of maybe just looking after them a little bit better. Ocean Blade and Andrew Pittsmith within 5 seconds of the race leader on the more durable tyres, the slower tyre over the course of this first stint. Andrew with the DRS right behind Ocean Blade. Ocean Blade trying to attack on the McLaren here of Uranian as well. Neither of them can make a move there into the hairpin. As we've got Lou Taylor here looking to the inside of CT Sori into the hairpin. Nothing doing there. We've also got Apex Joe having a look on the slates, and look at Zainu. There's a little feint to the inside there on the fresh tyres, but it's going to have to wait a little bit longer here. Potentially now it's going to make the move as we've got some more drivers into the pits. CT Sori into the pits as Zainu is now into clean air with the likes of Jabinski and Salates both into the pits here at the end of lap 12. So plenty of drivers getting their medium tyres off now. So that leaves most of the drivers who started on the hard tyres still out on the track. We got Berza on the mediums as well as Uranian and Apex Joe. Those three are the only medium tyre runners to have got those, to have still got those on, which they started on. And Berza's gap to Ocean Blade is rapidly coming down at the moment. And Ocean Blade now ahead of Uranian. Can Andrew Pittsmith now make the move on Uranian and avoid losing too much time here to Ocean Blade, who I imagine is probably going to pull away over these next few corners. As look at that, Ocean Blade has left Uranian for dead on those hard tyres. Uranian's mediums now really starting to feel the pace, I think. And the gap, well, it was just about almost a second there for a moment. What's the gap going to be as they come out onto the back straight? Is it going to be over a second here? Oh, it is just about. I reckon Uranian might have just held onto the DRSO down this back straight. Yeah, he does. That's going to help him defend here from Andrew Pittsmith. But he's too far back to attack on Ocean Blade into the hairpin. Ocean Blade, though, is going to be looking at his mirrors because Uranian's got incredible straight line speed there. Managed to take the gap from a second down to 3/10 at the end of the straight. And Uranian is into the pits here at the end of lap 12, so no surprise there. But so is Berza as well. So race leader coming in, Uranian coming in. That leaves Ocean Blade and Andrew Pittsmith now 1 and 2 out the front on those hard tyres. Black Spartan has been quietly keeping tabs with these guys, as well as Joe Louis, who's not far behind at all right now. Joe Louis is only about less than 3 seconds off of the lead. So I tell you what, we've got a heck of a battle here out the front still. This race is still on here. Could be a battle for the win because Berza obviously has now come out in traffic on those hard tyres. So and it's got a few drivers in front of him who have not got much. Who he's not got much of a tyre delta on. Zainu, Pfister and McCarthy have all got relatively fresh tyres on. Not as fresh as Berza's, but still not too bad. So he's not just going to be able to sort of whistle through without any issues. We have got a VSC as well. Is that VSC going to still be there by the time the leaders come around to the pit lane? Probably not, but it could be. That could give him an opportunity here to get a half price pit stop, so to speak. But half distance here to the Talk Titans Racing League Chinese Grand Prix here for Tier 3 tonight. And we've got a heck of a battle out the front, I'll tell you that. It's going to be an exciting one throughout the rest of this one. See Ocean Blade coming into the pits, so's Andrew, so's Black Sparta, there's Joe Louis as well. What about Carl? Is Carl going to come in at the halfway point as well? Yep, so The VSC's, in fact, no, it is a full safety car now, so it was upgraded to a full safety car. Didn't see the yellow dot straight away, but it is now there. So, in fact, that's going to really hurt Berza, who led the opening stint of the race, had a 5-second lead out the front. Everyone in front of him is going to be pitting. He's going to go for track position here to try and recover some of the positions, which he is going to lose inevitably here under this safety car. Now, where is he going to come out? I think it's going to be about P5. I think it is, yeah. So 5th place there, Berza. Just coming into turn 1 now, and that is I mean, that is bitter luck for Berza, but still certainly not race over, because he's on the hard tyres and these guys are on the mediums. Now once we get going at the end of this safety car, it's either going to be 11 or 12 laps to the flag. So the medium tyres, although they'll start the stint off a bit better, by the last sort of 3 or 4 laps Berza's tyres will probably be in better shape than the 4 guys in front of him. So if Berza can just stay there and stay close and stay in the hunt, then maybe we might be able to see him make up the positions at the end. He still could be in the fight for the win here tonight, but it's a major setback for the pole sitter tonight. But Ocean Blade leads here on the medium tyres, and Andrew Pittsmith, Black Spartan and Joe Louis right behind him. Joe Louis with a fantastic first stint, 20th or 19th. It was right at the back of the grid. Can't remember which one. It was right near the back. Joe Louis has gone from pretty much the back here to 4th place in this first stint, and it's looking pretty promising here for at least a podium tonight. Who knows? Or at least a top 5, maybe a podium, maybe even a win. Who knows how this final stint is going to unravel. Here we go then guys, back underway here at the start of lap 17 for the Chinese Grand Prix at the Talk Titans Racing League Tier 3, as Ocean Blade leads us down towards turn 1 here on the medium tyres, as we've got Berza already attacking on those hard tyres, which are going to be taking a little while to heat up here, but he's already doing a decent job so far. As we can see, he's raring to go, as we've got Uranian here moving ahead of Des up into P6. Zainu's got ahead of Lou Taylor as well, as we get around the outside. In fact, no, up into the 9th place there. In the background, CT Suri getting a bit out of shape. Maybe McCarthy might fancy a move here up the inside, looking to the inside. Lou Taylor there trying to make the move here on Zainu as well. Zainu holds on to that one for the time being. McCarthy still behind CT Suri on this opening lap of the restart here. But out the front, it's Ocean Blade who has the lead ahead of Andrew Pittsmith right now. Black Spartan and Joe Lou, the top 4, currently tied at the hip. But Berza's going to be looking to try and make some positions here. Obviously had the lead in the first stint, led from start until the first safety car. And also with Pole Sitter as well. As in the background there, we've got the Alpine there looking to the inside. Zainu trying it on Carl, can't quite do it there, as Invade has got ahead of Salates here up into 14th place as well. So nicely done there from Invade. We've also got HRV Thomas there making a move, and Lucky Luciano's dropped down to 19th place. So again, Lucky Luciano struggling here tonight. We've seen some issues here over the course of this one, as there's Berza here who's looking very close on Joe Louis there into the hairpin. Uranian there with a big lock up into the hairpin as well. Somebody's gone very wide there, and Lou Taylor's here lost out to Zainu. Zainu's up into 9th place. Is Lou Taylor going to hold it around the outside here down towards the final corner? It's going to be close, but in the end tucks in there. Zainu gets that one done up into 9th place. That is job done there for the Alpine driver. As in the background here we have got side-by-side action here, as we've got the Sauber here sorry, not the do apologise, you've got McCarthy there, who was momentarily side by side there with Pfister. McCarthy now looking to try and attack on CT Sori here as they come through the next sequence of corners, and McCarthy there gets it very wide and very out of shape. Pfister here might be able to seize on that potentially, as they're going to be now side by side once again here down towards the hairpin, but Pfister with nowhere to go. McCarthy on the inside there, dives up the inside of the V-carb as well. CT Sori holds on to 11th as McCarthy there getting it all wrong. Pfister and McCarthy there making contact there as they bang the wheels, and looks like McCarthy there is going to hold on to 12th place in that one. Pfister still can't get up into P12 at the moment. He's been trying it for a few corners, and now he's going to look to the outside. Again, McCarthy's got the answer. Pfister goes for a cutback here. He might be able to get this move onto the back straight, and he does do it. And Pfister now finally up into 12th place there after that battle went on for half a lap. And in fact, it's not done yet, because McCarthy looking back to the outside here, but Pfister there has got that one held onto, as Pfister there with a 3-second penalty as well. And we've got another safety car here with 10 laps left to go. Surely no one's going to pit at this point. It would make no sense for anyone to pit unless they were in dire straits. But 10 laps left to go. It'll be 8 laps to the flag when we get going again. place to learn that. You haven't got to go to sleep at any time. You haven't got to go to sleep at any time. Alright then guys, getting ready to go for the restart here for the Chinese Grand Prix at the Talk Titans Racing League Tier 3, and looks like we're back underway. Ocean Blade leads us away on those medium tyres as Andrew Pittsmith there trying to defend from Black Spartan, sorry, on the inside. Looking at the car there. But we got Berza there moving ahead of Joe Louis up into 4th place here as they go side by side, and Berza trying to hold it around the outside of Joe Louis as they come through this next sequence of corners. Pardon me, and Berza's pulled up a beautiful move there up into 4th place with that one. As Joe Louis to the inside, but unable to come back there. Zainu there's also done the inside there of Carl up into 6th place and has done that one absolutely brilliantly. As McCarthy and Dave here fighting out. McCarthy embroiled in yet another opening lap to the restart fight. As they're side by side here, McCarthy managing to come out on top in this one for the time being, and holds on to 12th place there. But Dave's not giving up in this one. These two teammates here on different tyres. Dave on the mediums, McCarthy on the hards. Obviously not many racing laps have been done in this stint, so you'd feel that Dave probably would have the tyre advantage at this point, and clearly looking to try and get on with this whilst he's got that upper hand in this one, because in the last few laps of the race I'll be expecting that McCarthy will probably have a bit more confidence on those hard tyres. But for the time being, McCarthy holding on to that position as they come down the back straight here for the first time at racing speed since the second safety car restart. As we've got Ocean Blade here leading ahead of Andrew Pittsmith at the moment. They're all coming into the corner right now as we've got some side-by-side action here between those two Aston Martins, McCarthy and Dave. And Dave trying to hang it on the outside of the hairpin here. Into the final corner we go. Is he going to have this job done? They're going to still be side by side on the exit of the corner. McCarthy managing to get a decent exit there out of the corner. Better traction there, better run out of the corner. And now the Mercedes here is looking to try and knock him while he's down. Des Gaming is going to go around the outside here into turn 1. Is that going to be job done? It is. And of the Lou Taylor, Des Gaming made that move and gets up into 13th place. But McCarthy has lost out to Dave there losing out to dropping behind. Jesus Christ, what's going on with my brain? What am I watching? But Jesus Christ, that was a mare. What the hell happened there? Ocean Blade nonetheless still out the front. What just happened? I don't know what just happened. That's the first time ever that something has happened. I just haven't been able to keep up with what's in front of me. Oh, what the fuck's going on? Anyway, Andrew Pittsmith now looking to try and attack on our Ocean Blade for the lead of the race down the back straight, and moves up into P1 there. Easy move there with the DRS. There's a Black Spartan still ahead of Berza at the moment as they're all coming into the corner. And Invade there getting ahead of Fister into the hairpin, although looking like Fister gets a decent run there out of the hairpin down towards the final corner. And Invade there managing to get back down the inside there. Who's going to have to DRS down the straight? Fister's going to be pretty he's going to be pretty on it here as they come down towards turn 1. Fister makes that move up into ninth place. Oh, look at that! The McLaren came from nowhere there. Uanian there, up the inside of both of them. And Uanian has managed to mug them up into 9th place. Fantastic move there. And he's up at 2 places there, up into 9th place. And Invade there, loft dropping down to P11. But Fister's going to try and come back at Uanian straight away here. Uanian obviously qualified up the front was right at the sharp end in the first stint. Fister there going for a late lunge, a reckless lunge up the inside. I have a feeling that Uranian might have a thing or two to say about that in the stewards in the stewards room after this. But Uranian also getting past there by Invade. Des Gaming now right at the back of these guys as well. But Fister there was very aggressive with that move. I have a feeling that may have been just below the belt there from Fister, and potentially a penalty coming his way for that one. As we've got the Haas there in the background, looking to the inside of Des. That's Des. There's Lou Taylor there, who was looking to the inside of Des going into the corner, and he might be able to complete this move here. Lou Taylor on the inside, coming out onto the back straight. Potentially now we could be seeing a move here. He's on the inside. He'll lose out on the slipstream. Well, they're saying that Invade trying to line up Fister here, and in fact has made that move up into 9th place there. So Invade there moving up a position. Fister has got these two guys behind him, Uranian and Des, who are going to be, well, they're side by side going through the hairpin. Uranian, they're losing out. Des is up into, up ahead of Lou Taylor, up into P10. Cracking battle out the front, or sorry, in the mid-pack should I say. Also out the front as well though. I'm watching that battle between Ocean Blade and Andrew Pittsmith as they swap places. In down the inside there goes the Aston Martin there on the McLaren, as McCarthy there tried to make the move on Uranian, but lost out there as a result, as McCarthy there is absolutely plummeted down the order there with that one. And McCarthy there down to P15. He's now side by side here with his teammate Dave, so that's gone a catastrophe there for him. Saying that though, Uranian's backing off, so is there, I don't know what's happened there, as McCarthy almost running into him there as he lunged one down the inside going into the hairpin. As Carl has gone ahead of Zainu now up into 7th place as well. It's all going off here in the late stage of the race. Obviously the pack being so concertinaed up, it's not easy, as Fister there running off the track, and contact there with Des, as Des had nowhere to go really, and Lou Taylor there caught up in that one as well, ever so slightly, and no position changes there between those guys, but there was definite contact. I don't know if Lou Taylor or potentially Des might have damage after that one. I reckon I wouldn't be at all surprised if there was damage on one or both of those cars there as a result of that contact, but nonetheless Des there now ahead of those two, Fister and Lou, as Lou and Fister are side by side here, coming down towards the final corner, and Fister there getting ahead of Lou up into P11 once again. But it's not done yet here, I'll tell you that. Lou Taylor on the outside there of Fister with DRS as well. Fister there losing that position once again, as Salate's now looking to try and squeeze his way into this if he can. Obviously a top 10 position on the line here, because Des leading this train of cars pretty much from 10th down to 16th place. There's 7 of them in this pack, as Fister there getting around the outside of Salates and keeping on to P12. Can Lou Taylor break away and try and put Des under pressure here for P10? Des is starting to just break away a tiny bit here in this one. Fister still managing to hold on ahead of Salates. Salates can't quite get there, and Fister holding on to 12th place by the skin of his teeth in that one. And with just 4 laps left to go, the race is on at the front, because Andrew Pittsmith has taken the lead of the race from Ocean Blade. But the crucial thing now is that Andrew Pittsmith has a 3-second penalty, which means that he has to pull away here from Ocean Blade if he wants to win this race. If he can't do that, then Ocean Blade will get it by default due to the penalties. So this is crunch time now for Andrew. He's almost, well, he's over 2 seconds clear of Black Spartan, so if he gets his head down, he could finish at least P2. Joe Louis now moved ahead of Black Spartan, up into 3rd place down the back straight. That appears to be job done there for him. Battle still raging on here in the mid-pack from this battle for what's now going to be P11, because Des has pulled away from this pack. Zainu's got ahead of Carl up into 7th place, coming out of the hairpin, but Carl's going to be Johnny on the spot, ready to try and come back at him. Well, they're saying that Zainu's got DRS here on the car in front, obviously CT sorry, as Carl looking to go around the outside here into turn 1, and Zainu parks his car beautifully there, and there's no way back there for Carl. Beautifully done there, as Salates and Uranian battling over 13th place. Uranian trying to distract Salates after Salates has been attacking on Fister now for a number of laps. Fister still right behind Lou Taylor as well. These 6 cars here still battling over 11th at this stage. as we see the Aston there down the inside. McCarthy on Uranian up into 14th place, mugging him there, going into the hairpin. The other Aston is now looking to try and get involved in this, potentially Dave. There's Dave on those medium tyres, which seems to be struggling. Oh, and Dave has spun off there into the barrier, onto the gravel there, as he got it all wrong. As I was just saying, his medium tyres were looking like they were maybe starting to struggle ever so slightly. The leaders, the top four, are all on the same age medium tyres. That could be pointing us to an interesting dynamic here. Burrs is right behind them, but he's currently 5th place, and it doesn't really seem to be having a much better time than these guys at the moment, as we have just 2 laps left to go. But he'll obviously gain 2 places, or no, won't gain, he'll only gain 1 place at the moment because he's not within 3 seconds at the moment of Andrew. I don't think it's close. He might just be in a lap or so's time, but Berza needs to try and dispatch Black Spartan as soon as he can here. But Black Spartan still, I think, with DRS on Joe Louis at this moment in time, which is going to help him defend here from the lead V-carb. But Andrew's still holding on ahead of Ocean Blade. Ocean Blade is putting the pressure on right now. Ocean Blade knows that he needs to get ahead of Andrew if he wants to keep himself safe from this pack of cars behind. Black Spartan is his nearest challenger for the win at the moment for Ocean Blade, because obviously Andrew and Joe Louis with those penalties, which are going to knock them down a little bit by the time we get to the checkered flag. Oh, an exciting race we've had here tonight for the Talk Titans Racing League Tier 3, and it's not over yet. Andrew Pittsmith still has the lead on the track. What's Ocean Blade going to throw at him here to try and make sure that he can stay ahead of Black Spartan, who he's currently clear of at the moment? He's got a car in between, obviously. Joe Louis currently the thorn in the side here for Black Spartan in his pursuit to try and take the race win away from the Red Bull, who's just up ahead here of Ocean Blade. Here they come down towards the hairpin. Is Ocean Blade going to dive at the inside here? Andrew thinks better of it. He knows he's got a bit of protection here with Joe Louis, currently the buffer between himself and Black Spartan. So Lates in the meantime gained a couple of places here, up into 11th place ahead of Lou Taylor. We're watching a battle for the lead though at the moment. Ocean Blade here with DRS, with Slipstream, and just tucks in for the time being. He's not in a rush. Joe Louis right on him, but clear of Black Spartan, who's the only other driver in the top 4 without a penalty other than Ocean Blade. So as it stands, it'll be Ocean Blade taking the win with Black Spartan second. Andrew Pittsmith will complete the podium after leading this final stint with Joe Louis in 4th. Although saying that, actually, you know what, I think Andrew will be close to a podium. Burzen might be on the podium, you know. Andrew might drop off the podium. It's going to be close. It's going to be close. Andrew Pittsmith might well drop off the podium here. And that would be gutting if he takes the win on the track and ends up not on the podium. But nonetheless, we're coming into the final few corners here for the Chinese Grand Prix for TTRL Tier 3. Andrew Pittsmith here has driven absolutely brilliantly. Joe Louis a massive honourable mention, because he came from the back of the pack and is going to finish 3rd on the track. I think it's going to be P6 on the classification. Might be lower than that, but nonetheless, down towards the final few corners. Ocean Blade here looking to the inside. He's going to try and make the move, and he's going to lunge it down the inside. Daniel Ricciardo-esque here in a Red Bull, and he's going to make this move surely. Andrew Pittsmith there keeping it around the outside as he come down towards the final corner. Ocean Blade there thinks better of trying to keep himself on the outside. He knows he's got the win anyway. Andrew has crossed the line first. Ocean Blade takes the win here tonight in China for TTRL Tier 3, with Black Spartan ending up second on the penalties. Berza getting onto the podium ahead of CT Sori 4th. Andrew dropping down to P5 in the end on the penalties. Zainu 6th with Joe Louis 7th on the penalties. Carl 8th, Des Gaming 9th, and Invade completes the top 10. So Late's over in 11th with McCarthy 12th. Lou Taylor 13th. Uranian's going to be 14th. And there we go, over the line there. And we've got 3 drivers who stuck the soft tyres on right at the end of the race. Fister, Dave, and Apex Joe, as the first of those 3 crossed the line. The first 2 of those 3 crossed the line, and there is Apex Joe. As that is that then for tonight's action here at TTRL Tier 3. So your winner tonight is Ocean Blade, who was right place, right time, kept disciplined, and didn't succumb to any pressure there. Great job there from Ocean Blade. But honourable mentions to Andrew Pittsmith for taking the win on the track, and also for Joe Louis from coming from way back on the grid and also getting the most overtakes. Driver of the day is CT Sori, and cleanest driver Apex Joe. Big shout out to that as well. Apex Joe, fair play. Fastest lap going there to Dave there on those soft tyres. And obviously the race winner tonight, the man of the moment, Ocean Blade. Excellent stuff there. But thanks to all the drivers. Thanks to TTRL for having me as always. And I hope to see you next week for the next one.